Thursday, everybody. I'm going to start off the show by James, show that motto, and everybody type in what song they hear in their head.
I'm not going to say because we already know. Yeah, my Rubicon order came in, so that's 3 113s.
Rubicon.
Variants to do ACAV, ANZAC, or just standard Army 113. And a couple of Hueys so that my U.S. Army guys can move about and, get into some trouble. Damn, it comes with clear plastic parts.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm really pissed. I used to have a 6mm 113 model kit, and it came with a sprue of little 6mm guys, and one of them was definitely fucking Rambo, and I was like gluing them down, and I dropped him, and he disappeared. And I was gonna do a diorama with the piece, but fuck,
6mm is so small though.
yeah. Oh,
Crafting gamer, how
maybe it was 10mm.
Looking over all the sprues for my
Howdy.
LUH1 Huey. See, look at that. That's good. The hotel's like basically just and then the glass, which means I'll have to be super careful with my Tamiya thin glue.
Yeah. Well, no, the trick with glass panels is to not use super glue. Use wood glue.
Well, I'm gonna probably use just the Tamiya super thin.
Yeah, the poly cement, which is still,
yeah, poly cement.
Yeah. Don't use that. If you got wood glue, or you can get like some white glue, use that.
I do have wood glue.
Yeah. Just.
Hello, Moto.
Where the fuck are you?
In my studio. Why? What's up?
It's 5 o'clock. Check your Discord.
Yeah.
All right.
Was this scheduled?
Yeah, and a piece of advice from Reddit: when you're looking up Nicolette Sheridan, make sure you type in
can hop in here
Nicolette, not Nicole.
Nicolette, I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, okay. So I was just running through. She was like Desperate Housewives or whatever.
Yeah,
I've got my Desperate Housewife right here.
Yeah. But
I already told my wife I have a waifu now.
Nicolette Sheridan and Nicole Sheridan are two different people.
She looked at it and she's like, "Well, she's pretty, but you painted her hair black." And I said, "Well, she's supposed to be Japanese." And my wife was like, "There's no Japanese woman on the planet that has knockers that big."
there is. I've seen them.
Like, there could be.
And that's what I'm like.
It's
come
called
to the
plastic
internet.
surgery.
Even without plastic surgery.
I was like, "Well, there could be." And she's like, "Okay." Went on about her business because
I put out the link if Holy Diver wants to join, but he won't.
is Holy Diver around?
He's right there.
Top nerd.
I'm looking at my helicopter.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of all the cool things this thing is going to do. Like land a squad of Rangers right into the middle of a freaking VC unit, or maybe withdraw wounded guys under fire.
It's gonna make you hear "Fortunate Son" in the back of your mind every time.
Oh,
You're
God.
supposed to wait until somebody says it,
Come
man.
down and we play Vietnam War game. That I'm just gonna. There's a YouTube video where it's just Vietnam music.
Yeah, remember when we were playing Battlefield Vietnam and the soundtrack?
Oh, it was great, wasn't it?
It was a fantastic soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
They will give you a medal, GI, but only after you are dead. It's like they had Hanoi Jane or whatever talking on the radio.
Yeah.
That was a creepy movie too, especially which one was the battle where you're in the city? And the objective is to take over like the radio station, and I think it was Tet.
It might have been Tet.
That's why, because he's Angry Tabletop Nerd.
Oh, he
He's
put out
working
a
hard today. That's what he said. So cut him a break.
he put a video yesterday. He was just pissed.
I saw his weekend video. I didn't know he put out a video yesterday.
It was a short. He walked all the way to Sprouts to get some freaking grapefruit and stuff, and it said the produce looked like something out from behind the dumpster. It was so bad.
What is Sprouts?
It's a grocery store. It's supposed to be like a fruit and vegetable grocery store, some shit. I don't know. I'm not shopping anywhere named Sprouts. That sounds like hippie shit to me.
Yeah.
It does.
Holy diver.
How you doing, Shadow?
Next time I see you, diver, you better be wearing a tie-dye shirt.
Hey, I don't wear tie-dye.
Not
It
you.
was Holy Diver.
Diver.
How cool was it yesterday with Double D wearing the Hungar snake shirt?
I didn't see Double D.
Yeah.
Cool.
Holy Diver was wearing one of my shirts yesterday
During the stream. Yeah.
during the stream.
That's
It
cool.
was awesome.
But Angry Tabletop Nerd, in addition to getting
Well, what's it?
figures
See,
for
long
my
time no see, man.
role-playing game painted and the occasional Bretonian, I have decided to bust out my Vietnam stuff, which I've had a lot of it for a very long time, and maybe put some of it together. So I did put together some NVA regulars the other day.
You also put some of your Dungeons and Lasers stuff together.
Oh yeah, I got my Dungeons and Lasers stuff. I did a video on it,
I know. I
Really?
just watched it.
and I was like, this stuff is really good and it's affordable. So if you were a crazy man that just wanted to glue together a 30 by 30 room with 2 entrances, you could just glue it together and keep it hanging out. You know what I mean?
I don't
Hey,
recommend
what's
it.
up, Dean?
Dean Paladin. Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Hey, speaking of Hungar, look what Jackie's
Nice.
painting tonight.
2363.
Nice. Oh, I see it.
What are we seeing? Oh yeah, the giant Hungar. I've got mine
Jackie's-
on the shelf, except
Jackie's painting it tonight.
me being me, I cut the axe off and I put a big freaking mace on.
Now, I got to tell you guys, I'm only doing an hour this evening because I've got stuff ready to cook for dinner at 6 o'clock.
That is
Yeah, me
definitely
too.
good by me.
Yeah, I'm good. My fried chicken I got to cook.
If
I've
you
got
do an
meatloaf.
hour, I don't care because I can always just go to my own
Stream.
channel and do stuff.
Yeah, I got a show in 4 hours, 3 hours, excuse me.
I
As a
got
matter of fact, I
meatloaf,
was making videos when you contacted me.
meatloaf, squash, and zucchini, mashed taters, and mushroom gravy.
Sounds good.
That sounds really
Meatloaf
good.
sounds good. All that rabbit food's for the birds.
We're doing shish kebab on bun tonight.
That
Nice.
sounds good too.
No one makes better meatloaf than my wife.
I had Chinese food earlier today together with my mother.
Nice.
Chinese food is good.
And hanging out with your mom is good too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, HT, long time no see, man.
Speaking of which, did you call Mother today?
I did not. I called her last night.
And
Wished her a happy birthday, the whole 9 yards. Asked her what she wanted. She told me to basically F myself.
yeah,
She don't
Can't
want
fix
nothing. And I'm like,
Can't
no,
fix your
seriously, I'll
mom.
get you anything you want, Mom. And she's like, I don't want nothing. Don't get me anything. I was like,
I had a weird dream last night.
but
where-
my wife and I are still going to get her something.
oh, I know. My dream last night, I
Just get
dreamed
her a
that I
wife
won the
food.
lottery, and
Send her that.
I bought our old house.
Save
that
your
we
marriage.
grew up in.
Well, actually, she's here and inspired by one. I wanted to put together a very difficult model and try and get it painted up, very realistic. And two, because Holy Diver used to have his Japanese waifu that he always had on the side,
Yep.
of his videos, even though his was real.
Yeah, she's an actor too.
Shinobu something from
Yeah.
like Bubblegum Crisis or something. But she was hard to put together. I mean, a lot of different parts and everything.
hmm
So, anyway, enough about me.
I gotta get around to painting my Agent
Barbed
Carter.
wire.
No, I got Agent Carter as well.
Ah.
I don't know if you've seen my Agent Carter.
I have not seen your Agent Carter, sir.
No. Shadow, you've seen it, right?
As a matter of fact, I'm not sure who Agent Carter is.
She's from those Captain America.
Oh, the
No.
chick that. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, the British chick.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Shield got taken over by President Norman Osborn, and then they got renamed to Hammer, and then they hunted down the X-Men for some reason,
No.
and other supers, but mostly the X-Men.
No.
I got to admit, bro, I don't know anything about comics.
But
It's
when
like, if
Bears
it's not Conan, I don't know jack about it.
when Bears game comes out, are you in to play a game
Here's the
on
thing,
Discord? I don't know.
I
I don't think
kinda
maybe we
think-
should do that.
and I'm going to use a harsh word, but I mean it in the best possible way. I kind of think superheroes are gay.
So do I.
Dude, you told me you love me on freaking Double D's video last night, and then I was like, "Love you too, bro." You're like,
I do love
"Gay." You're like, "Hey,
Yeah, you're like,
I love you, bro." And I was like,
Yay!
"I love you too, bro." And you're like, "Gay."
Yeah, I was thinking when that game comes out, maybe
You know I love you, bro.
doing one where we're all just street punks.
Hey, Bear.
The
Hey,
very
Bear.
first level.
See,
Hey, Bear,
you're
we
a
were just talking about your
superhero
game.
guy
I
here.
know. I heard superheroes are gay. It's all fun and games.
Yeah.
I think Warhammer's gay, but what do you want? You guys still play it.
I
So
also
it's
think
out in
it's
the
good.
end, right? We all like what we like, and there's no need to disparage the other people.
Yeah, I can't
There
afford to
is
play
need to
41K.
disparage each
Yeah,
other.
41K.
Yeah,
Because that's
we're
what
friends.
dudes do. We disparage each
Yeah,
other.
it's true.
We-
But
we
at the
make
same
fun of
time, we
each other.
disparage each other when we're in the room.
He was talking
Otherwise,
specifically about
we're acting
superheroes
like
finding
women.
gay.
He wasn't talking about your.
Well, no, I'm talking
superheroes.
about how women will tell each other they're beautiful when they're not.
That's true too.
But dudes, you walk up to your friends and you're like, "Do I look fat?" And they're like,
Yes.
"Dude, you look like you ate yourself.
Yeah, well,
You look like two of you.
dudes don't
What you
really
been
ask
doing?
each other if they look fat if they're dudes, right?
Go hit the
Well,
gym."
unless they are actually gay.
You know?
At that point,
Oh, or
how to
setting
know,
up a
how to know if
punchline.
your friend's gay if he walks up to you and says, "Do I look fat in this?" Yeah, well, dude,
I'm
you've
just
been
saying
sucking a lot
that's
of
just the
dick.
difference in guys.
Well,
I'd be like,
well-
you look fat and you sound gay.
You could be setting up a punchline.
Also, your friend could be like, "Dude, you sound gay. What's wrong with you?"
Like
And
my
then
brother
like,
yesterday on Double D stream.
put you out on Front Street with 190 people watching.
Hey, Bear. There's Lil Bear behind my brother.
Oh, did he come in here? Yeah, his mama is getting. Come here, buddy. Say his mama is getting her hair did at the salon, and he is not the happiest pup.
He's a lot bigger than I remember.
He gained a pound. He's 16 pounds now.
Oh, I don't mean weight-wise. I mean like he's general body mass.
It's
Well,
the hair.
when we got him, he was a baby. He's just over 1 year old.
He's the goodest of boys.
He's the second goodest of boys.
Yeah.
He would have to work really, really hard to be a better boy than the last boy I had,
The menace.
the Phantom Menace.
Dennis.
I still
Did
liked
you
it
see
better
the
when
pictures
Jar
of
Jar was
him,
the
little
Phantom
black
Menace.
one? The little black one was literally a lifesaver dog. But this guy, he's pretty good. He likes to hump the cat. He poops in our neighbor's yard so much, he came over and asked us if we could please
Put a stop to that.
put a stop to that. And it's because he's a jerk, because he don't just poop in her yard. He poops like right in front of her front or back door.
Good dog.
So it's like, and I saw him do it, and I'm just like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And he's like, I don't know. I'm
He's
just
got a
that
sense
guy.
of humor.
Oh, he loves to play. I take him out in the backyard and I get him revved up, and he'll do laps all the way around the backyard. And every time he goes into a turn, he growls. So when he's doing his turn, he's like, "Rrr, rrr." It's like, and I'm like, you're a crazy dog.
Oh,
He sleeps in the bed between the wife and I and cock blocks me all the time. And,
time to put him down.
Oh
Yep.
man, I roll over and put a hand on her, he loses his shit.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I'm
this
all
guy's
like,
like that
I
too.
own you, you little bastard.
They got a needle for that.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
property, right?
I think he thinks that I'm the leader of the pack, but Tracy is his spouse or something. Because he knows I'm the leader of the pack. Because when I say something, he jumps too. You know what I mean? But you know, these little dogs, they just do their own thing. All dogs, you know. But now you want to talk about somebody who has the goodest of boys, it's Hungar.
Buddy?
Master Gregory.
Oh yeah, Buddy. He's a good boy. He is a good dog.
Mom was bragging on him about how when you brought him over, he looked like he was dying, and now he's all fat and beautiful looking. And
Yeah, when we first got him, he was, he was a stray, and we took care of him, and now he's doing good.
Yeah. Young
He's
Master
very well
Gregory.
behaved. He listens very well.
that's
Yeah.
what she said. She said, unlike all of her maniacs, Buddy would actually listen when you said, because my mom has 6 dogs and none of them listen.
Yeah.
And one of them is a
Retard.
retarded German Shepherd.
Well, only one ear that stands up. The other.
Yeah, one ear stands up, the other one stands down. She tries to chew through the door to get at anyone that even, like if you're driving by the property in a car, this dog is trying to get out to get you.
It's all that snake venom. They
I don't
Yeah.
know what they did to that dog. Her
My
name
dog's the
was
same
Eva,
way.
But
Anything goes by the house.
they put in its mouth.
UPS sends letters to the house telling them
Ooh.
there's packages that they can pick up at the UPS center. It's like the UPS man will not walk up to that door to drop a box off. He's like, no.
And she bites you too. She tries to nip me on the ass all the time.
Oh yeah.
When I
If
come
you're
up, my
mom,
parents put the shot collar on her.
you gotta watch her, because if she gets behind you and you're not paying attention,
I still think my favorite reaction from a dog is like when it finally gets the mailman and it doesn't know what to do then.
Yeah.
oh, that's him. He barks at everyone, but then if they stop and say, come here, he'll run up and lump at him.
Oh.
It's like
Now, Chewy will attack.
Oh.
Chewy.
Oh.
You're so Mexican.
I want to tell a story.
Hey,
now,
I didn't
but I'm
name
not going to.
I adopted him with that name, and it wasn't because he's Mexican. It was because he literally chewed on everything, and that's why they were getting rid of him.
Well, it reminds me of the lyrics of a Tommy Chong song where it's like,
I thought it was a Star Wars reference.
Americans got names like Chewy and Cha Cha and Cheho, but their brother-in-law's name is Jeff. Mexican American. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mexican American with their nanas and their nonos and their ninis and their boo boos. Nanu nanu.
Nanu, yeah.
Yep.
That shit's the
Cheech
best.
Marin brilliance.
That was back when people were allowed to be funny.
And then Tommy
Yeah.
Chong's follow up. Dude, I was thinking about a whole other verse while you were singing. It goes like this.
Beaners.
Beaners. Beaners. Like, fuck man, those guys.
Yeah, and at
Yeah.
first, Cheech was a little insulted, but then he got into it, and he's like, Beaners will kick you in the face.
Those two are fucking hilarious, man.
They are hilarious.
They are. And they're back together, too. So I'm
Well, you know what? You know what Tommy Chong says? Never loan Don Johnson anything. He's like, I loaned him a Mexican, didn't get him back for 20 years.
Hey, Nash Bridges was a good show.
He was good in that vampire movie too.
No, Dust Till Dawn. Yeah, it was really good.
He played basically himself.
He played 3 different characters.
He did.
He plays
And
the
Dust Till
cop.
Dawn is
He
that the
plays the
one in
border
Alaska?
guard. He plays the border guard to Mexico. The barker at the strip club at the Titty Twister, and then he's one of the criminals that shows up at the end in the morning
To take the dude to the place where he
Yeah.
can 500 grand and you can live here forever and never worry about it. Yep.
Selma Hayek was so hot in that movie.
I do not get the appeal of Selma.
Just
Hayek.
in that movie. Just in that movie.
Yeah,
No, he was good in the second what do they call them with the guitars and the pistols, mariachis. It was her and what's his name that played the
Antonio
vampire.
Banderas.
Antonio Banderas.
And
Who
Antonio
should not have played
Bandersnatch.
that vampire, because in the book that vampire was literally 15 and had red curly hair.
Yeah.
Whatever his name was in the movie, I forget.
Dust to Dawn?
And Anton or whatever, the leader of the vampire like circus.
What book are you talking about?
Um, Vampire
The
Lestat.
interview with the vampire.
was it
Oh.
an interview or was it in the Vampire Lestat when he started the band called Satan's Night Out?
How did we go from Once Upon a Time in Mexico to that? I missed the gear shift. I'm sorry.
Antonio Banderas.
Okay. Is he in the Vampire Lestat or something?
He does play the
Yeah.
vampire. Yeah.
He was in that. He was the other vampire.
Yeah. After the interview, I was like, I'm done. Fuck
I
this.
think he was in there.
No, he was in an
He was
interview.
in- He was
Oh,
in
that's
the interview.
right.
The
Yeah,
one
yeah,
that Scott was
yeah.
kinda- or Louis was kind of buddying around with.
Yeah,
he
now I
was the
remember.
other vampire.
There's a little bit more than buddying around going on there.
No, vampires can't be gay because nothing works.
No, they're super gay in the Anne Rice novels, bro.
Until she got old and like
No,
converted
from the
to
first
Roman
one.
Catholicism, pissed everybody off.
Yeah, the first one was super gay.
And
You
they just got gayer from there.
You are the resident expert on super gaydom.
I had an
You
ex
oughta
girlfriend
know.
all into that shit, asked me to read the book, and I damn near vomited all over it.
Oh,
Because of the anxiety of saying, why didn't I film this first? But
Why
hardcore.
did I-
Why am I hiding my true self from this woman?
Oh yeah.
So, real quick, I'm a second English language person thingy. Which book is this?
Anne
Interview with the
Rice's
Vampire.
interview with the vampire.
Oh yeah, that's the one where people remember 2 different titles. Anyway, why is the
2
first
different
one really
titles.
gay?
Because he was traveling around with his gay lover.
That will do it.
All the homoeroticism.
Also, though, Dean Pal, you're European, right?
Yes.
Western or Eastern?
Western, but I have a
Yeah.
call if you think if you think I sound different than usual.
No. I'm just trying to make sure because when you get to the border between East and West, the accents get a little blurry. And you can offend some Czechs by thinking they're Germans. You know what I mean?
I don't
Yeah.
care. They make the same beer.
Only
Cool.
if they're from the Sudetenland.
So now that I know where you're from, I get to make the joke I want to make, which is, Justin, Europeans have a much looser interpretation of gay than North Americans. You must remember that at all times, sir.
That's true. Because I
Wow.
get
Okay.
myself-
All right. So if I'd made
That's
that
a long
joke
way
at
to go for a
Shadow,
joke. That's
you'd
a
all
long
be
way to
laughing
go
your
for a
dicks
joke.
off. Make it a Dean. You're all like, yeah.
No, I'm saying that, like, take your
It's
typical
true.
British guy from the UK.
They're
I
not
cannot
European.
tell which ones are straight or gay.
Yeah, but
they
you're
all seem
British.
gay to
British
me.
aren't European. They're British.
Yeah, they're
Uh-huh.
British. It's like,
Yeah.
why do you
They're their
guys all
own mess
seem
of
like
fucked up
homosexuals?
inbreeding.
What's going on here?
That's because you're a douche.
And Shadow's gay too.
No, Shadow's not gay.
Shadow is not gay.
He's
We've
Californian.
seen him get smooches from a
Yeah.
Mexican.
He's not gay. He's just really, really interested in watching 2 men have sex. Not participating.
Shadow is
just
a
watching.
passport, bro.
Yeah, he's the one that needed
Wait.
the passport.
Wait, did you find your woman in Mexico or in California?
I found her in California, but she was,
Illegal?
yeah.
It's no fun being an illegal
Also, guys, Shadow isn't gay. He just haven't noticed the pinch me sign on his back.
And of course, Bear breaks
That's
out
not
with
the
the old
joke, bro.
Genesis song.
I know, right? I haven't heard that one in forever, dude.
Well, that was back when they were good and had Peter Gabriel with them, I think.
No, that was when they were awful. That was
They
Phil
were not.
Collins.
Oh my god, you people! They were not
can't
awful
stand
under
Phil
Phil Collins. They were just a different band. Phil Collins was.
Holy Diver says that Shadow's not gay. He's creative.
Ooh.
Oh, my camera's off.
Ooh.
Okay, Shadow,
I was gonna do the
final,
flip hand thing.
final question to solve this resolution thing. Do you have an affinity for classical music, and do you not go
He
to the
filmed
gym?
gay porn.
Jesus Christ, Justin!
He does not
Slow
film
down.
gay porn.
And do you not go to the gym?
I have my own gym here at the house.
That counts.
Cal says it's okay. He bought his wife from abroad.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you know.
Abroad, not abroad.
He's like, how much for your daughter?
Right? Right?
No, your grandma.
What was that? The Blues Brothers.
Blues
Yeah.
Brothers.
When they go into the fancy
The women,
food
how
restaurant
much?
to try
How
to
much
get
for the
them-
women? The daughters still. How much?
I thought it was how much for the little girls.
The little girls.
Yeah,
how
they're
much?
trying to convince the maitre d to rejoin the band.
We're getting the band back together.
He's like, no.
We will dine here every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And tacos.
Send me your
Not a
children.
mission from God. Man.
And hell, even Michael Strong was like, Filipina.
Hey, well, that's what our nephew married.
Yeah. He moved to New Zealand and married a Filipina.
Well, no, he married an Australian first, but
Yeah.
couldn't stand her.
It had nothing to
apparently
do with the way she
there's
acted.
some
Was
kind
just
of
her
weird
accent.
relationship between Australians and New Zealanders.
Mhm. Well, one's a prison colony and the other's an authoritarian utopia.
I don't know. You could be right.
Have you ever seen the streets of Australia or New Zealand? There's clean, then there's like New Zealand.
They're almost as clean as Singapore.
I might be
And they don't
crazy,
even have to shoot anyone.
Singapore's so clean they don't even allow you to have chewing gum in Singapore.
but it just might be a crazy
Yeah.
one you're looking for.
Oh God, Billy Joe sucks so bad.
Turn out the light.
That was a good
Justice.
album, though.
Don't say maybe. Billy Joel is an American
That was a great
icon.
album.
Billy Joel is our version of Celine Dion.
Billy Joel is your
No.
version of Phil Collins.
Phil Collins
Oh, God.
is good.
Phil
Celine
Collins.
Dion
I'm
is
not a Phil
cancer.
Collins fan, but I am a Peter Gabriel fan.
Hey, I heard something today, and this makes no sense to me.
If I had a time machine, I would let Celine Dion touch those things. Those things would be an electric fence.
Okay, check this out. In England, in the UK, you can get arrested for accusing somebody of being gay.
Probably.
Dude, half the shit we've already said on this channel so far could get us arrested in England.
But in England, if you accuse a gay dude of being straight, you can't get no trouble.
That's
I
a,
saw
that's
the
a sexist
statistic,
double standard.
3 years ago, they did statistics like 300 people got arrested for speech laws in Russia, and it was like over 1,000 in the UK.
Oh yeah.
And people were, and the guy that was doing the interview said the stats, and the other guy was just like, wait, what?
They just arrested a guy for stickering because he doesn't hate his own people.
They
Oh.
arrested an autistic girl for saying a cop looked like a butch dyke.
Lesbian, yeah. Looked like her lesbian aunt. I think it
Yeah.
was.
So you got to throw the autistic chick in jail because she, it's like England is lost.
So you
Airstrip
had to
won.
so you have to tie the two topics together. You guys
Shadow's
know what the
gay.
greatest proof is that Billy Joe is not gay?
Well, we know he's not gay. He married a supermodel.
Oh,
Two
I
of
was
them
just
with
trying
the
to say
same
that,
names.
like in his song "Uptown Girl," he can't dance at all. Like,
He married He married two supermodels with the same name. He wrote a song for his first supermodel wife, and then after he divorced her and married the second supermodel wife, he's like, "Nah, this song's for her now. Fuck you, bitch."
No. He wrote a song for his first supermodel wife, then shot the video and cast the girl who would be his second supermodel wife as the love interest in the video.
that's hilarious.
That's fucking balls.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's
I didn't know that.
something.
That's a move that can make her so offended that she wants to get back.
He's got
What's
moxie.
weird is Billy Joel is like the music you put on when you don't want to offend anyone.
I mean, he did make the Piano Man.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Like scenes from an Italian restaurant. How are you
Good
getting
God.
offended by a bottle of red, a
Actually,
bottle of white?
he has a really great song called Miami 2017, I think it was. About the end of
Shadow's
the
gonna
world.
go into the deep cuts like normal.
Yeah, I never heard of that song.
It's on Turnstile.
It wasn't on my greatest hits of Billy Joel.
Yeah, it's
I
songs.
thought he was
it's
about
songs-
to
wasn't
say
on my
it.
greatest
I
hits of
thought I was
Billy
about to say it was on a monogram or something.
Yeah, James
actually-
only
he
buys
actually
the
gets
greatest
pretty-
hit albums.
He gets pretty offensive in that song.
He
It
looks
was
a
on one of
tougher
those
Superman
round-
villain these days.
Wax tubes that you have to put in. Because Shadow, right?
It was in a viola.
No, it was on a fucking clay bowl that you could harmonically.
Right. In the background, he had.
What do they call those things? The singing bowls.
It was.
I was
acted out
saying
like
in the
rain with
background,
light
he
projecting
had,
shadows.
What's his name? Ben Franklin playing his glass harmonica.
It was a breeze coming through the cave that the shadows were on the wall of.
It's like, poor Shadow.
Because
No.
Shadow's old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
But odd that even back then he had a camcorder and was convincing two guys to do things nasty by the bush.
He just had this.
He had artists.
really good at chiseling art into rock at the moment.
Uh,
Wow,
I think it's funny that he had a
that cave
camera.
art's moving really weird. What's that one caveman doing to the other caveman? Shadow.
Shadow.
Shadow
Oh.
making the cave art get freaky deaky.
So nasty.
I don't know. I imagine like if Shadow was a caveman, hypothetically.
No, he was
that's-
exactly the way he is now.
Okay, he would probably be the one that, like, for some reason, can draw spaceships, like almost like a civilization that's been reset one time before, and then
So-
like people go over and look and be like, "Oh my god, ancient aliens!"
Do you know the story of Vandal Savage?
He made them up just to fuck with people.
Do you guys know the story of Vandal Savage from DC Comics, from
Yes.
superhero comics?
Yes.
He's a
Yes.
caveman who touches the meteorite and gets, that's Shadow's autobiography, actually. Shadow wrote that. He created the whole character. It's all about how he found a glowing rock one day when he was like the day before shitting in a bush, and then suddenly, I know all. And decided gay porn was the best use of his time and energy over the centuries.
yeah. The comic writer that heard the story and decided to make Randall Savage thought the gay porn was just too ridiculous.
The comic rotor?
Yeah.
Man, your
Comic
grasp
writer.
of English is tight, son.
I was laughing halfway through it.
Damn, you
Yeah,
got to
sure.
laugh in the audience from that one there.
I had to redeem
Yeah, I
myself
was just sitting
for
here being
seeing if I
like-
was going to offend Dean Pal or not. Damn it.
Yeah, you guys just go with the fucking insult, man. Not
I
ask
don't know this guy. No, I don't know this guy. Unlike
Yeah.
you, I actually like to think about the person that I'm about to burn and know if they can take it or not, or they're going to get all pissy. Unless he's a European.
He watches
He has an
my
accent.
show.
He has an accent that suggests invading other countries when upset is an option. So I have to be very careful around him.
He
I'm
doesn't
He
sorry.
sound
watches
English.
my show and he's on my show. Odds are he could take a joke.
Yeah, Dean's good.
I know now.
You know what's
Yeah.
the difference? Know what the difference between a joke and 3 penises?
Shadow?
Shadow can't take a joke.
Nah, I don't know. Shadow can't take a joke.
Yeah, but he sure
I've
hell
heard
can
that
take 3
one
penises.
times before.
Eh,
Like when I said it to
in
you.
a nostril. No, we missed you, bro.
That joke's just old.
Like Shadow.
Well, yeah.
He probably wrote it
Oh,
the first time.
Exactly.
And yet I look younger than most of you fucks. What's up with that?
That's not a lie.
Well,
I
you
mean,
know,
we
Virgin Blood
already,
does wonders there, Shadow. We all know.
Yeah, it's the adrenochrome, right?
Yeah, it's your adrenochrome trips to Mexico.
Oh, yeah, that's the name of that chemical.
Adrenochrome. No. Shadow's got the spunkier stuff.
The spunkier stuff. Oh, my God.
The
He makes up
adrenochrome
for-
is what he gives to his minions to bring him their souls. He then sucks out of their dick.
He makes up for quality with quantity.
It's not that he's gay. He just figured out that the penis is the best exit point for the soul, and well, that's why he makes gay porn to basically suck souls into his machine. The mad soul-sucking contraption of Shadow. It's just the worst. It's just
The
That's
penis
not how I remember
mightier.
the song, Dr. Steen.
the penis
They went a
magia.
lot different.
Oh, I'm fucking cracking up over here.
I was just going to ask Shadow point blank. Shadow, are you an Aztec god?
Well,
The
Not
only,
as-
answer, the only answer is once upon a time.
In a land.
So why did
Just
Quetzalcoatl
a-
get banned from being a god?
Shadow's the only motherfucker that can tell us what the Olmecs were actually like. He was there hanging out with them.
I mean, my
They were
my
dicks.
theory
They
for
were dicks.
Shadow
It's
is
like-
that he's actually one of the
We know you
principal-
liked their dicks.
he said
My
they
theory
were
for
dicks.
Shadow is he's actually one of the principalities, but he gave up before God cast judgment upon them, so he got a way out. But he still has to wait for Judgment Day because he's here.
He's the Lazarus man.
Oh, he's Lucifer's double agent. He's like, look, you do the whole thing. I'm just going to corrupt them all into having gay sex endlessly. Don't worry.
Like he was a watcher.
Oh, Gnosticism.
You know, it wouldn't be the first
I don't
time.
know
I've
if that's
watched
Gnosticism or not, but I was
It is.
looking at it, and it had something to do with 30 angels that were watchers. And
Well,
The
there is the
Watchers and all that
Watchers,
fun
and then
stuff
there
is a
was
part
also
of
the
Gnosticism, too.
principalities.
I think that's in the Egyptian.
I don't think our good buddy Holy Diver knows the origin of this joke.
And we're beating a horse to death that's already
You
died.
guys are beating a horse to death.
HD.
That's half the joke, though.
Yeah.
Uh,
Leave Shadow alone. Leave him alone.
The main joke is that Justin lives in Toronto.
yeah, that is funny.
I can get behind that joke.
And that's the joke.
Be
You
careful.
live in Toronto.
Careful, Justin.
Justin is a simple person.
If I didn't live on the ground floor of this building, I would be able to see the lake.
He's just a regular, everyday, normal guy.
Living in Toronto.
Ain't nothing special about me, motherfucker.
Yeah, I
this is
do
what it
remember
sounds,
that
motherfucker.
guy.
Yeah, John
I think-
LaJoy.
I take the bus, motherfucker.
Yeah.
We call
I
it the
should-
rocket, motherfucker.
I shall refrain from singing
it's
his.
slow.
What's that guy that made Braveheart, or the actor in Braveheart?
Mel Gibson.
I shall refrain from singing his Mel Gibson songs.
I didn't know.
Show me
he
your
had-
genitals.
No,
I'm
heart
sure
is
Justin
on
can.
fire like a burning cross, or something like that.
I can't have sex with a college degree, and I can't put my fist in your childhood dreams.
Why are you always trying to show that to me? Just show me your genitals. Your genitals. Show me your
Genitalia.
Genitalia.
Wow, Manowar's like,
I
here's
see.
the shadow for taking a good ball busting, considering how many up there look like they all drank from the wrong grow cup.
Motherfucker, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a deep cut.
And he's busting out some Indiana Jones on us and shit.
That's Indiana Jones burn.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, but I've never let a
Probably
guy
the
jerking
last
it
of
off
the
on
good
stream.
Indiana Joneses.
Hey, I didn't let that happen.
You let that happen because I warned you. I said this
Yeah,
guy's
you-
gonna do something fucking perverted, and you
if
said,
I took
it's
warning,
okay.
if I took warnings from anybody, I wouldn't be here. So no.
At least it wasn't a horse.
Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't Vosh?
Vouch? No, it wasn't Vouch.
James,
Poor
Cookie
Vouch.
yogurt.
Justin can like
With
straight
his
up
lolly corn
fully
and
describe
freaking
that dude
corn.
too.
Yeah,
I hate that guy.
I think he screenshotted it.
No, I just could
No,
still
oh, yeah.
visualize it.
Good comeback. No.
Oh.
Why is it that all of these freaking bread tube commies are like sexual deviants? That's a question.
Yeah, well, there you go, right?
It's
That's the
like,
question we should be asking ourselves: is why are sexual deviants taking over Western culture and fucking turning it into a goddamn cesspool right now?
That is a good question.
and they're all
Weimar, Weimar, Germany.
The answer's simple, guys. We're coming into the end of times, and this is the shit you should expect.
Okay.
Well, if that's true, I hope I'm right. About
If
what
that's
happened
true, I hope my kidney disease kicks in quicker.
'Cause,
Disclaimer: I do not believe the Millennium Kingdom has happened yet.
Fukuyama.
yeah, it'll be our luck that we'll all die and like go there, and God will be like, the Mormons are right.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I have an
you know what?
inside source.
If that happens, I'm just gonna laugh.
And just be like, well, there you go.
Well, damn.
I'm
Well,
down. I'm looking forward to my trip to Kolob.
damn. Right.
What's up, Logan?
Well, the good news is that the Mormons
See?
were right.
You
Even
mentioned
though we all
Mormons?
didn't agree with anything, we would get to go to the third or the second heaven at least.
James, you literally just pulled a fucking Beetlejuice because you mentioned Mormons and Logan showed up.
Is Logan a Mormon?
Salt Lake City, baby.
Oh, well, how are you doing?
So between him and Gaming with ADHD, I think I've got a couple of good words put in for me if it turns out that Joseph Smith was right.
What's a Mormon?
The only religion America declared war on.
Yeah, the only religion
I
that
like Jehovah's
literally declared
Witnesses
war on.
or
Wow.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I don't think they took a foothold in Europe, have they?
They might be illegal.
No, it's the Scientologists who are banned from government duty in France, but I don't think the Mormons are illegal.
I know
Are
that
they illegal?
Scientologists are illegal in Germany too.
Yeah.
also disclaimer: I do know Mormons. I saw South Park.
Mormons are the really nice people that come to your house on Saturday and ask if you want to go to church, and most of the time they're hot blonde chicks. So they're trying to honeypot your ass. And I always try to convert them to Orthodox Christianity, and then we leave friends and they go do their own thing.
That's weird.
So-
In my area, they're always Latino.
Wait. So hot chicks are going to try and convince me to become a Mormon, and the counter option is ugly Russian dudes. Jeez, that's a hard
Bear.
choice.
Hot chicks
We
or
don't-
coffee?
Shadow,
And a
did you
bear.
become an Orthodox that easily? Was that what happened? You just the Russian dudes?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
I'm in.
Bear.
Yeah, I know I know the coffee. Listen, there are the two reasons I can't be a Mormon: no coffee, no premarital sex. No, sorry, can't do it.
I mean, I can't become a Mormon because I believe the Bible. So,
Gotta
and
try
they
before you buy.
specifically say not to add things to the gospel. And what does the Mormon Bible say? Every other one got the wrong. That they have lost, gospels in there.
Well, you know, this is a very complicated model I'm working on. And I can't find all the parts. Like where the F is C7. Obviously, it's going to be on the C sprue, but where is it? Oh, right there in front of my damn face. I'm an idiot. That's right. It ain't me. Or the other song, Hungar, when you hear the UH-1 rotors start kicking up, paint it black.
Yeah, or you could go with what the fuck is that Billy Joel song?
Uptown Girl.
Goodbye Saigon.
Yeah, but I like Paint It Black better. The helicopters moving in toward the LZ, and you just got that down, 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 down. I mean, that's just kind of creepy sounding, you know? Because as we all know, the Rolling Stones were basically the anti-Beatles.
The Stones are better than the Beatles.
I agree. And they were the anti-Beatles. The Beatles would be like, I want to hold your hand. The Stones would be like, you know, Lucy and or no, what would be
so your example of why the Stones are better was a Beatles song? You've lost,
no,
sir. You've lost, sir.
Stepping Stone.
yeah, Stepping Stone was the Monkees.
Beast the Burden. I'll never be.
Beast of Burden was, yeah. The Monkees originally
Brown
sucked.
sugar,
but then
guys.
toward
Just
the end,
brown
they
sugar.
actually
The
started
monkeys,
playing
yeah, the monkeys turned into a
instruments
friggin' awesome
writing
band.
music.
The
They
Beatles
got a
are
song
doing-
about a horny dude
Listen,
from
the Beatles are doing psychotropic weird shit, and the Stones are talking about going and sleeping with black girls. Who do you think won? You know what I mean? Let's be honest.
yeah, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds or Brown Sugar, Why Do You Dance So Good?
Exactly.
I
And
think
meanwhile,
I'm going with the
Shadow's
Stones
favorite
on it.
song, "The King," by the band The Kinks, is telling us about Lola having a dick. So I guess that worked out well for him.
Well, so no one should be surprised, I guess, about the fact that trans people exist because in the 60s, the dude married one. Or at least made out with her a lot.
Hey, babe, take a walk on the wild side.
Hey,
Oh, Lou Reed.
Lou Reed, but that's Lou Reed.
Yeah, Lou Reed just does what Lou Reed wants to do.
Never much of a Lou Reed.
So that explains everything, by the way, is boomers ruin the fucking world.
They did. But
And
we've
now we're just-
already
now
established
we're
that.
We're just fucking reaping the fucking produce of their goddamn garden they made back in the 60s and early 70s.
Yeah.
Those
80s
trees,
kids are the best.
we are.
The boomers with their let's all go hang out at Haight Ashbury and have free love and
Key parties and all that bullshit.
and all this crazy bullshit. It's like they're the worst. I even tell my mom that.
Thank you, Logan.
I even tell mom, I'm like, Mom, I know it's not your fault you're a boomer, but your generation is absolutely the worst.
Did you guys not hear me yell out Francis Fukuyama? Francis Fukuyama, you guys don't know his writings?
No.
Who?
Francis Fukuyama. He wrote about the end of history.
Hey,
That
Learn.
liberal concept, or
Yeah, the liberal concept. He's the
oh
one
yeah,
that-
now my
I-
mom, the maddest I think my mom has ever gotten at me was we were watching The Watchmen, and when that little hippie girl walked up and stuck the flower in the rifle's barrel, and then they pulled the trigger, I started laughing. Like, that shit's hilarious. And my mom's like, you know that happened in real life. I was
No,
like,
it
yeah,
didn't.
that's what's so fucking
No,
funny.
that didn't happen. The flower and the gun happened. The guy didn't shoot. It's later they started shooting at Kent. But this is the fucking problem with film. Film rewrites history for people, and then people who don't bother to go read shit see it and think that's what
A
happened.
bunch of
and then-
hippies got killed.
Well,
And
to
the
be
problem
fair,
with
It
to
wasn't
be
even
fair,
a bunch, it was
the
four.
Watchmen was an
Yeah.
alternate history to begin with.
Exactly. But okay.
It was
so my
four
buddy
dead
said
because
this.
some band made a song about it.
Crosby, Stills, and
Young.
Nash, and
The,
you know,
the problem with Kent is they stopped shooting at Kent.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, the point is this: my buddy watched *Inglourious Bastards*, saw the end, looked at me, and said, "20 years from now, they're going to be kids who think that's how Hitler died." And I'm like, you know what? You're not fucking wrong, because that's the
Hitler
problem with
died?
film.
Bastards is a movie where a bunch
Hitler died?
of
I thought he moved to
together,
Argentina.
put in a bunch of money to make basically a power fantasy film.
Yeah.
Where instead of being rounded up and put on trains, they did something. But the reality is, no.
They were
So-
rounded up to put on
So
trains.
back to the
Usually went.
Beatles. I will say no band is truly the anti-Beatles unless one of their band members seek out a fan and shoot them, because then they're literally the anti-Beatles.
Interesting.
Oh,
So Ronnie Spector is the anti-Beatles.
Wasn't that the guy that read Catcher in the Rye and
No,
decided
that's a CIA thing. They always try to
the
say
beetle
that.
would be a good idea?
I read Catcher in the Rye, and I never shot a beetle.
Because you weren't part of MK Ultra.
Oh, that's the thing. Like, he shot the Beatle after the Beatle decided being a hippie was stupid and wanted to start being right wing.
I still think that he was going after Yoko,
I wish he hit Yoko.
and he was just a really, really bad shot.
You guys you're all banned.
If I could actually go back in time, all I would have done is replace the handgun with the shotgun, so he could have taken them both out.
Wow.
I
But
thought
Shadow,
you would
that
go
wouldn't have
back in
worked.
time. I thought
Haven't
that
you
was one of
heard
your
that
abilities.
that whole event was staged and Steve? No, not what's the singer called again?
John
The guy that got
Lennon?
shot. Yeah, John Lennon. He actually retired the character and became Steve Jobs. That's why Steve Jobs looks like 20 years older than he actually is.
Well, now I would hate to think what he looks like.
He's dead.
Yeah,
Probably ashes.
Worm poop.
yeah. To quote one of my favorite movie characters, when he didn't bury a guy, he just spit on him and said, "Worms got eat same as, or buzzards got eat same as worms."
Well, it sounds familiar, but I don't remember what movie it's from.
H.G. Wells.
Yeah.
When Josie Wells punked out the Comanche, who were known to be like the worst of the worst when it come to native tribes. Like they got down with all kinds of genocide and all that shit. They were terrible. Slavers, you name it. Every bad thing they did.
Whoa. Stop impressing your white colonialist view on something. Liberal
Dude,
speak.
the other natives hated them.
Fuck, he doesn't get the joke.
Like at one point, the Comanche actively started going out of their way to try to commit genocide on the Apache. The Apache had to flee and hide in the mountains. Oh, and they weren't above crossing the border into Mexico and effing around with Mexicans either.
I mean, that wasn't part why Mexicans asked Texans to settle the area. Well, the people were come to Texans to settle the area, of course. Like the natives were.
Steve Jobs not Steve Jobs, freaking.
Spit it out.
Come on now.
Mind blank.
Yeah.
Idiot in a wheelchair.
Steve Hawkins.
Oh, yeah, the guy that everybody likes to
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah,
act like
Stephen
he's
Hawking.
smart, because then it makes them feel smart, even though he was wrong about literally everything he ever wrote.
His last words.
Like that guy argued for 30 years that information was destroyed in a black hole, which, if true, would have invalidated everything we know about physics.
That's retarded. That's fucking literally retarded.
Information in what form?
Yeah.
Like
All
radio
information. Okay, when you're talking physics, information is energy, matter,
signals?
all of it. Everything is called information. And information cannot be destroyed, but it can be transformed. So if, that's where you get a rock rolls downhill, hits a thing, it creates kinetic energy, blah, 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 right? And then you got thermodynamics, which says that eventually anything that moves will stop. Or is that that might not be the thermodynamics thing? But anyway, the point is, trying to argue that information was destroyed in a black hole would have completely invalidated all physics that we know currently.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't have invalidated wheelchair physics. That's the only physics that he cared about.
And they argued with that bastard
That and dwarves.
for 30 years. And it took 30 years for him to finally admit he was wrong.
Are we sure it was him and not just him like typing on a keyboard?
No, I'm sure it was him. You know, Stephen Hawking doesn't even rate within the top 50 of physicists, even when he is at the top of his game.
Isaac Asimov, a sci-fi writer, is a better physicist than Stephen Hawking.
Well, he was a physicist. So.
Yes.
Well, Isaac Asimov, was a physicist.
They use.
But
this
no,
shit
what I mean
in
is
college.
sometimes they do these ratings of which physicist has done the best physicist shit. And Wheelchair Guy has never been in the top 50.
Is the Science Brother ever in the top 10 or 50?
The who?
Science Brother.
No.
Neil deGrasse
He
Tyson?
basically was
Neil
an
deGrasse Tyson is a
action hire.
cunt.
You
Yeah.
got that right.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. That is like.
Neil deGrasse Tyson was an affirmative action hire who claimed racism when he was going to University of Texas, and then moved up north and went to a university there, and then got hired by the planetarium or some shit.
Mhm.
But what has he actually done? It's like people who want to get on what's his name's Grundle all the time.
Bill Nye.
No.
Bill Nye's an asshole.
Bill
The guy
Nye's not a scientist.
Bill Nye's a pedo. Get it straight.
traveling
Bill
through
Nye is a
space and
full-on
all that shit.
pedo.
Yeah. Shadow's trying to defend his industry.
Carl
right
Sagan?
now.
Sagan.
Yeah.
Sagan was a horrible human being, and pretty much everything he said in his movie, anyone with any common sense can say, yeah, that's bullshit. Like his argument that only a peaceful civilization could rise to become starfaring.
Bullshit.
It's
Russia
like
went to space.
it's like, how could you even
Russia's
know
more
that?
peaceful than.
How can
Well,
you know that?
I
You
will.
only know one civilization.
I will give you this about Science Brother. He did refute that.
Oh, lately, well, the other day, Science Brother was talking about, sometimes you wake up in the morning and you feel like a male, and other times you might wake up and feel like a female, And I'm like, no, I don't know this. I've never woke up
The
in the morning
funniest
and
thing-
thought, I'm going to throw on one of my wife's, well, they wouldn't fit me, but I'm going to throw on a beautiful sundress and just walk around the house.
The funniest thing that is ever going to happen
Okay.
is like
Agility.
the kids that are grown up now, the 20-year-old freaking, he, she, they, them people, when they get old and they get Alzheimer's, and
Oh,
one
yeah.
of them wake up and look down and be like, "Where's my dick? Where's my dick?"
Dude,
Because
I don't want to even get into that. I mean, there's so many people coming out with like
Horror stories.
remorseful stories. It's sad, man.
And
Well-
hi RPG Exile, you're never too late.
The survivability rate is probably higher the last time these surgeries were happening. But since none of the people that got this shit done in the 30s lived to see the 50s,
Well, plus it also makes it where you are going to be taking medications
for the rest of your life.
for the rest of your life, and the medications have horrible side effects.
Yeah. And since civilization's going to collapse in the next 15 years,
I don't think so.
I think the civilization we're used to.
Maybe.
I think
I
there's
forget
gonna
who
be
it
a
was,
war.
whether it was Jordan Peterson or whoever that said what's going to happen is in about 15 years when the bulk of the population is bored young military-age men, they'll arise a leader or a philosophy that they'll all agree on, and they will take over everything. It'll be a civil war, and our greatest hope is that they're possibly a Christian uprising,
Oh,
but
it's
could
going to
a
be
Muslim
Jackie. You
uprising.
guys know it's going to be Jackie. Don't worry.
It could be a Muslim uprising.
No,
But
no.
regardless, all of those rights that women love so much, they'll be going away.
That's music to Mr. Max's ears.
that handmaid.
Well, I don't think
was whining about that would be a dream come true.
What's funny in The Handmaid's Tale, right?
compared to what
I'm
you're
hoping
gonna
for
get.
Starship Troopers.
That's what I'm hoping for. Veterans.
The book, not the movie.
Either or.
So we have an issue
They-
going on right now where there's a CIA document that's floating around saying get out of America by 2030. There's proof that British soldiers are fighting in the Ukraine against the Russian troops. Macron has suggested he's going to put French boots on the ground in the Ukraine, and Putin has clearly said he will nuke the fuck out of them if they do. So, what happens when America turns on their missiles and all those lovely Chinese operating computers that they've been buying so cheap since the 90s suddenly refuse to fire?
Hey,
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not even.
Let's all move to Russia, is my point.
Yeah.
Less
Oh,
people getting arrested.
I
for-
know that alarm, and it's not
advertising
mine.
villages for Christian people.
Like
if you're a Orthodox Christian, you can immigrate to Russia, and they have villages where you can go and live.
It's.
I gotta go because I'm cooking, but I'm gonna leave the show going so you guys can keep talking.
Yeah, I
Well,
got to cook
that's
too.
kind of you.
Okay. You don't even have to count the French threatening to go in. They just leaked that German document where they were talking
Yeah, they're already there.
bombing that civilian bridge, that bridge between.
Oh, they
Crimea
were
and mainland.
trying to figure out how many missiles it would take to take out the bridge that links.
Well,
Crimea
no,
to Russia.
it turns out the truck explosion that killed that guy a year or so ago. They had a transport truck go across the bridge and blow up. That was them. That was the Germans.
What I'm confused
The
about
French
is
state of
like,
Germany.
why do the English care
Because the war was provoked by
about anything having to do with this? It's weird.
because it's about
Because the Bank of England
destabilizing.
runs the world.
Yeah, the Bank of England.
So Rothschilds.
They want to destabilize the one, like it's a proof of concept. It's a country that isn't bowing to the multicultural diversity action, gay is everything lifestyle, right? And if people say, well, you can't live that way, it's evil. Well, that society's successful and not evil. So why can't we live like them? So you got to destroy that. So there's no proof that the other way works.
Well,
know?
anyway, and I'm not saying that to cut you off. I'm just saying. Anyway, that sucks.
Back in 2016, I literally lost friends because I said I would rather Trump was president than Hillary. And the reason I said why is I said because Hillary and the Obama regime and the Zabrensky gang all have a hard-on for Russia. And if she's fucking president, there will be war with Russia.
Oh yeah.
And everybody gave me shit. I lost friends over it because, Trump was clearly the bigger problem because he said mean things about women. And what happened with Biden and fucking...
Well, just Rosie O'Donnell.
Well, other women, but like generically.
I'm making a joke. And
But the
and
point is,
Rosie
what happened with Biden in power and that whole gang having control again of the U.S.
Yeah, because
Well,
Biden's
starts with
running
Russia.
shit.
Oh, God, no.
That
Well,
guy
neither-
is not in charge of anything. I hate to say it. At this point, it's elder abuse.
Neither would have Hillary, and neither did Obama.
Well, they have what do they call them? Brain farms or whatever, where they
Brain
all the
trust.
big brain people
Think
get
tanks.
together and figure shit out.
Think tanks.
Think things. And the sad thing about Trump is, yeah, they weren't able to get as much done under him, but he was still controlled. The threat was he wouldn't be controlled or as easy to control, but he still was.
Who?
Trump.
I kind of well. First off, you have to remember that Justin's black-pilled and thinks everything sucks. But in this particular case,
I'm not. I'm just saying that, like,
Hold on,
you've got to
let
have
me
realistic
finish,
views.
Justin. In this particular case, you may be correct because it was basically President Trump versus the entire government. Like, they didn't listen to him. Like, when he told them to bring all the troops out of Syria, the generals literally lied to his face and told him they'd brought all the troops out, but they didn't.
Yep.
And to me, that's treason. The commander-in-chief tells you to withdraw the troops, you withdraw the troops, but the generals didn't. And then that one general, the one that was reading the book about white rage, That dude said that if Trump was going to launch a preemptive strike against China, he was going to call China to warn them. See, now in my simple,
General
11
Miller.
Bravo infantry brain, both of those jokers should have been hung.
Yep.
And
And
You know what I
I'm
mean?
gonna head out. Yeah, you guys have a good one.
party on
Dude.
you, pal.
Yeah, take care. I gotta go too. I got
God bless.
dinner to cook for the monkeys.
Hey,
I
see
gotta
you
get.
guys.
monkeys.
I'll see you guys in 2 hours.
I'm
Baby,
on.
gonna be around.
I'm on Game Master's show tonight, so I won't see you, Shadow. But have a good show, man.
No worries.
Drink
man.
some throat meds there, like some cough syrup or
But
whatever.
we're too busy
Just gonna have some tea.
singing
Yeah, that will do.
to put
some honey in
anybody down.
All right. Well, you two enjoy your overthrowing the Western, Eastern, Southern, Northern world, whichever one you choose to take out, boys.
Terran Empire. Terran Empire.
There you go. Is it? Tartaria. Tartaria for life.
What's funny is like in Starship Trooper,
Yeah.
that's not far off from what a couple of the founders wanted.
Hmm.
Like Thomas Jefferson believed that you shouldn't be able to vote unless you owned property. And the original statement was the pursuit of life, liberty, and property. And then some other people are like, nah, we got to change that. And then they changed it to life, liberty, and happiness. So, I mean, whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It makes sense.
Because the thought was you would vote differently if you owned property
Mm-hmm.
because you actually would have skin in the game.
Yeah.
And so Starship Trooper just took that,
Yeah. Well, he ran
And
on concept.
made it, you have to serve in the military X amount of years in order to vote.
I liked in the book there were more than just serving in the military to earn citizenship, right?
Yeah, it was all serving in the military, but that didn't mean fighting.
No,
Because
it wasn't
part
even
of
all
the
serving
law
in the
was
military.
They had to find a job for you, regardless of your capabilities.
The military option was the most common because it was the easiest one.
Right.
If you dedicated your life to like if you were a Stephen Hawking's, even if all your stuff was proven to be bunk, you were serving to the field of science and the betterment of humanity. So that would earn you citizenship. If you created a great artistic work or something to uplift the people, that would earn you citizenship as well.
See, I don't know about any of this, and I'm not going to argue with you about it.
But it's not the focus of the story, so it's like a pass line in the beginning of the book.
Well, I know Rico.
It's obviously the hardest
his
way to do
family
it.
was very wealthy.
But they weren't like attributing anything to the
Well, they
development
weren't
of humanity.
citizens.
Yeah, but they couldn't earn it because they were just merchants, right?
Right.
Just
He
being a
ran
merchant.
some business. They had enough money that the dude, Rico, wanted a helicopter for his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Rico was like, I'm going to join the military, they freaked out. They're like, what? What's wrong with you?
You should treat that like a car.
You know?
He wanted a car for his birthday, right?
Yeah, it was like basically you want a car for his birthday. And they're like, they
But
did
a nice
try to
car.
bribe him. They did try to bribe him and say they would get him it if he would.
That and a trip to the pleasure world that ended up being the first place that was hit.
Yeah.
So he would have
Well,
been
as
dead.
we all know, it started with the Mormons
Yeah.
because the Mormons colonized that world and the bugs got really mad about it.
Well, they colonized that world and the bugs were heading that way.
That's the other thing that's funny, right? I don't know what you guys watch or anything, but you hear these people try to claim that the government of the United Earth Federation or whatever is fascist, but they have more rights and liberties than we do. The only difference is if you're not a citizen, you can't vote, but you still,
Well-
and you have to pay taxes. But you still can basically say whatever you want, do whatever you want, go wherever you
They
want.
changed that in the second and third one because
Did
they
they?
needed to. They needed to in the second and third movie because they needed to push the actual politics because it was like pointed out to them that
Like,
yeah. But
the
even
Unitarian Federation, they were totally not fascists.
well,
Not at
even I hate to tell you this, even fascists weren't fascists.
Well,
because
when I
if-
think
if you-
fascism, I think Mussolini,
Well, okay, but most people think Germany.
which
And-
was a National Socialist.
Yeah, but that's what it means colloquially, right?
Well,
right?
the
To the layman,
NSDP is
Yeah,
that's the
but-
German party.
to the layman, when you say fascist, they think
To
swastika.
the retard.
Yeah.
Because-
Well, to the grade school educated individual.
because Germany was not fascist. It was a socialist state,
Mhm.
whereas Italy was fascist. But the Germans had a great respect for Mussolini. The
Well-
problem is, for Mussolini, the problem is his industry sucked. So when the war started, it was like, we need to build tanks. And the best thing they could do is like the Fiat 41 and all these like basically micro tanks. And it was like, yeah, you guys aren't going to make it.
Mhm.
It's not that they weren't brave, though. The Italian soldiers were actually pretty brave. They get
Yeah.
a bad rap, In World War II, they get a bad rap. But if you actually read the history, a lot of them were brave as hell and did their best. And then they got tired of the war because, let's be honest, what do Italians want to do? They
Lay
want to
about.
eat pasta and hang out. Right. They don't have that, whatever the Germans have.
Hmm.
The Italians just don't have it.
Hmm.
You got a kebab? Oh my God, nice.
I had kebab on Euro with some tzatziki and onion.
Oh my goodness. That is like one of my favorite things in the entire world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, now, Justin, I know you know this.
So I'm reading the comment. You say.
Well, fascism, right, is when the government and the means of production work together to do a thing. Right?
That's reality. Everything is government and industry working together. It's how closely and honest they are about it. But
so
yeah,
technically, we're kind of fascist because our government and our media
and our industry
and everything else works hand in glove.
This is the three branches of the U.S. government: the government, industry, and media. Now, if you can figure out how I'm getting the third finger in there, you let me know.
Well, it would probably require some lubricant because you can get anything into anywhere if you've got enough lubricant. At
I
least
love that.
that's what I heard.
Was it Stone Toss or I think it was one of the other ones?
I love Stone Toss.
Yeah,
Not
it
gonna
was one of the other that end of the spectrum cartoonists.
Stone Toss is a black lady, right?
No, that's a joke.
I know, it's hilarious though, ain't
Yes.
it? He could identify as a black lady if he wanted, though.
So do I.
By their own rules, he could be like, I identify as
No, because you also have to be politically coherent, and if you're not, the rules don't apply to you.
Well, that is unfair, and
That's the purpose of the system,
I am
to
disappointed.
be unfair. It shows It shows
So there goes my
a
chances of being a black lady, and I'm kind of pissed
um
because I'd be a sassy black lady, you know. Like
yeah.
I would do the snaps and move my head a lot. Yeah.
Shaniqua said.
No, I'd have a normal name because
Yeah, but that is a normal name for a sassy
like
black lady.
Elizabeth or something like that. I wouldn't have a hood name, but I would be like straight up sassy as hell.
So the cartoon shows what is it, the donkey?
A donkey, okay.
Okay, but it's standing up as like a person, donkey head,
Right.
and it's got a big blue strap on,
Right.
And then it's got like a boomer. He's like, "No, I don't want that," and he turns around and goes, "Oh no!" And there's the rhino with a big red strap on, right? And then the rhino says, "But I've got lube," and the boomer's like, "Oh, okay then, I love you," or something like that, right?
I get what you're
so,
trying to say.
so he's okay with taking it up the bunghole as long as there's lube. Oh.
Well, I should hope so. Look, I'm not into all that shit, but if I had to be, I'd like some lubrication, please. I mean, that's just good manners.
Well, there are more options on the ballot. There always are. You just have to have the
third
balls to pull.
parties. The
It's
last
not-
time
it's
a
not
third
about-
party was even close to being like electable, that was what was his name, Perot,
Yeah.
and he kept fiddle faddling around to the point that people got to where they didn't trust him
Well, that was by design.
because he'd be in, then he'd be out, then he'd be in, then he'd be out, and people were like,
The point
What's
of
going on
drawing
here,
the point of drawing for the third party is not about electing that third party. It's about fucking over the two existing ones.
Well, unfortunately, and thank goodness I'm on Hungar's stream and not my stream.
Yeah, fuck that Hungar guy.
I'm going to say that I'm starting to feel like this will not be settled peacefully,
Oh, that's better.
and that makes me sad. But I think the future will see a balkanized United States.
Peace is a little overrated anyway.
Like all of the center and most of the South will be a country. And then you'll have like the East Coast and the West Coast being a country.
Now before
Maybe
we got
the same country, maybe a different country. You know how California is.
Yeah.
They always want to be their own shit anyway.
now, I want to get back to this comment that I started to talk about before we got sidetracked.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just because it's really like thing. In fascism, no, they didn't control the means of production. They prevented people from having monopolies that would drive the wealth of their civilization into the hands of few. That means if you owned like a factory, you couldn't own all of the factories in that city or all of the factories producing that part. You could,
So
own
basically,
a
they were
factory.
super anti-monopoly.
So much so that you couldn't corner the market in anything. It wasn't stupid like the commies where you'd have a factory making the right shoe and another one making the left shoe, which is an exaggeration, but to the point, makes the sense.
Right.
But like you could have a factory making shoes, you just couldn't like have the only factory making shoes.
I like that.
in Germany during that time period.
Because in 1950 there was like 30 or 40 media outlets in the United States, and now there's like 4.
Yeah, and you couldn't obsessively use the wealth of your company to buy up like entire sectors, because the way you do that is by not paying your employees enough.
Yeah, it seems like media companies don't have to follow the monopoly laws.
Right? I mean, Disney. If you look at all the stuff Disney owns, it's like
And in fact, one of the
that
reasons
can't
why
be right. Can it?
one
I
of
mean,
the things
damn.
one of the things that caused Disney to shed the company that became Pixar, or was it Pixar, was like anti-monopoly threats. But those fell away quickly, and
Well, because before our current governor, every governor of this
Yeah.
state basically got down on their knees for the mouse.
Yeah.
So the mouse could have anything it wanted. You want your own private fire department, you can have it. You
That's
want
a-
your own this. You can
one
have
second. That's a wartime condition, and everyone was a member of the fucking party. You dumbass.
All right, I am going to
it.
end the
Walter,
show.
during the war, Germans 100% nationalized every one of their factories. Well, we did that too, though.
Yeah, it's
During
like,
World War II, the United States, we nationalized every single factory and converted shoe factories over to make B-12 bombers or whatever.
yeah, it's like
17s, I mean, and tanks.
you're talking about a wartime measure like it's normal.
I'm gonna wartime end the show
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
that-
I thought
because-
Justin and I were having a pretty good conversation, though.
I've got to go chop vegetables.
You go chop vegetables. Justin, you sit there and be wrong about Highlanders, and I will continue working on this 28 millimeter Huey. This is going to be a utility Huey,
It ain't
so
me.
troop transport.
It ain't me. I ain't no fortune.
On paper, the Nazis were socialist. In practice, they were a criminal cartel. Well, that's every government.
that's just
Walter, I would say every government operates like a criminal
Yeah.
cartel. They all take
Everybody,
care of their
thanks for
friends.
tuning
They
in
all do
tonight.
bullshit.
yeah.
I hope we were entertaining for you guys.
If you argue with them, they show up and say it'd be a damn shame if we had to use eminent domain to take all of your property away. You know?
Which
Peace, love,
happens
and
in the
chicken
US all the
grease,
time.
everybody.
I love you, Haas.
Love
Party
you
on
too,
on
brother.
Yay!
Fucker.
All
Good
right.
man.
Talk to you later.
Oh.